And welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time in Terra Invicta in our resistance run. We have gotten the volatile production up a little bit, although not by setting up colonies, and the colonies will probably be even a better source of more volatiles. But we got 6 titans under construction. We got 4 more want to queue up. Or not 4 more. Yeah, 4 more. So we want to save up just a little over 10k, and we can build 4 more ships. And then we want that to be ready, ideally, by the time these are done in 100-something days, so 100 times 30 is about 3k, right? Yeah, a little over 3k, so we're actually going to be a little bit short on volatiles. We'll be able to get like 2 under construction right away. The other 2 will be a little bit delayed. Maybe we'll try to reach out to some of the factions, see if we can trade some more volatiles. We do have non-aggression pacts with most of the factions, being the resistance here.
Lending my
At some point I'm going to need to... Well, that'll probably what we'll do. The first thing with the Titan fleet is try to finally kick the aliens once and for all out of Earth orbit. Surface orbit laser weapon in China ready to go.
The people will be free. Order is returning.
How manageable is the MC cost of massive fleets in this stage in the game? Pretty manageable. For example, right now I'm doing it mostly off of just Earth. We're getting 306 from nations. We're only getting 49 from Habs, for example. So that means I have a lot of potential to raise the production from Habs. And obviously one of the better places to do that, if you can, is out at Mercury. So for example, I've got a couple operations centers out here. And the rest I think are coming from admin center, admin complexes. Do that pride? Yeah, that pride's a mission control. So we've got a lot of admin complexes on the mines and stuff for extra mining yields. Also have quite a few in Earth orbit. So mission control is not that hard to come by, assuming you can protect your space assets. So watching on YouTube or watching on Twitch, that's my sort of response to that question is mission control isn't that hard to handle late game, assuming you can protect your stuff. So that's why we're trying to get working fleets to defend our stations. And that's one of the reasons we're behind the volatile 8 ball right now. Okay, so we get a unification with Canada. Here we go, so we have a bigger North America, although Quebec pops out pretty commonly, so we'll have to do the same with Quebec, which shouldn't be too hard. Oh, and the United States, well, the United States and North America now have space defense for all its locations, which is good. I do probably want to prioritize a little bit more on knowledge. Try to get up to 12 knowledge. Ooh, we failed. Okay. I'm going to care more about Quebec than I do about Belarus, so we can come back to Belarus later. We're probably going to ignore that. Early enough in the game, we're not really caring about debris in orbits. Presumably got another alien base we can go hit. Yeah. And then we're gonna send you control nation and you to control nation to give us full control over Quebec. And then once we have control, we can make it an ally of the United States, and then we can start the process of merging into the United States. Okay. Firm assignments, let some more time pass. America now, well, it doesn't have Quebec, so it has most of the maple syrup. And apparently, in comparison to the United States, Canada was like almost utopian. So in theory, that's made the United States wealthier and more knowledgeable. Alien facility assaulted. That may be the reason they haven't just folded Brazil back into the alien administration. It's because we've dealt enough damage to the abductions in Brazil. There's a minimum number of abductions to fold something into the alienation. Twitch chat saying, oh, I forgot it. Regions can break away and be their own nations. One of the reasons about this game is all the geopolitical chaos someone can do on the planet. Yeah. That's a notable thing with the Canada, right, is Quebec is its own... Oh... You've gone and done that, have you? Quebec is its own country tag, right? So it'll break off when you do a merger with Canada and United States. Yeah, you usually want to consolidate hoardings, not break them up.
Yet we cannot stop ourselves from touching more. We are so lost, I Veggie. So very lost. Commissioner Kiran Banerjee, private correspondence.
We destroy everything we touch. Of course, we can't stop ourselves from touching more things. So real in its own way. Okay, so we're lurking. These are the last 3 globals until all the globals are done. We're on the repeatables that we're going to really care about. So, if, say, the Servants actually takes over control and keeps control of Proton, once they pick their next thing, we'll just let them do it. We don't care about it. Whatever they pick is what they're working on. We just want this done. Same thing with Colorado, same thing with the climate change mitigation. If they take control of it and they just pick something, we'll just let them have that control. Don't really want to piss off the Academy here to get Quebec. Because if I do, that's going to break the non-aggression pact, and I'm probably not going to be able to get back this late in the game. So let's let the Academy have Quebec for a little bit. They somehow got there before I did with their control nation assignment. No mining orgs as far as I can see. You're mostly espionage, so I could just start stacking espionage on you and take more orcs off. And then we can replace them with mining when they come up. Let's go back up. Okay, 29th of August, we can maybe ask if they want to become friends. Yeah, I've got so much stuff I want to do on my councilors right now. Punitive sections. We'll just let Vietnam do Vietnam. Okay, there's a crackdown in Belarus, so we should be able to take out the other point next turn. Another alien base, we blew one up, another one replaces it. Which I'm saying they try to get every council the ability to do unrest missions so they can yoink nations I want without breaking naps. Although at 0.491 unrest it can break naps, yeah. If they know you're doing hostile missions against them, it'll break the naps. So the other way you can do stuff like that is be really sneaky, which isn't very easy to do early game. They're coming from one of our stations. They're coming from Marius Station. Is that Earth orbit? Probably. Yeah. How long is it gonna take for them to get there? Six hours? We get there in half an hour. So we'll beat them there. Maybe there's a question on when our fleet can win that fight. That's a different potential problem. Yeah. So we'll send our fleet to Marius Station. Transfer. And continue. So our guys get there first. And then there. So this is a fight large enough I don't want to manually engage with it. Especially because these are mostly missiles and torpedoes. We're gonna see how the Auto Resolve handles this. Terribly. Terribly. I suspect we probably could have done better than that, but I definitely don't want to fight that fight. Big fight, doesn't go our way. So we're gonna lose Mary Station. Hopefully they don't come up to the shipyard and blow the shipyard up. MacArthur. That might be my shipyard. Yeah, that's my shipyard. I don't want to handle this. The answer is probably to cancel the pending to try to recoup the volatiles. Do I get the volatiles back if I cancel? Some of them. Well, fudge. Well, we'll take our volatiles back because we definitely don't want to lose them. And we'll move them to a different shipyard. So instead of Earth, we'll say pop out to the Mercury shipyard. I've got 8 out of Mercury. Okay. So we get some of the coil ones going as well. Although the last one there's going to be a little bit delayed, which was expected. In Twitch chat saying what I'm doing is a little clever, and it is. Although, we are losing some volatiles, I think, doing that. And it's also being done out of a little bit of desperation. If we could have, I would have ideally not liked them blowing up the state shipyard. And of course, we just accept the shipyard's not going to be able to handle it, get blown up. And now comes the alien assault ships. Because of course they do. Gonna do something else that I have previously done, which is if we go to refit dock ship at Mars, the old missile ships here, we have a short-range variant and a long-range variant for all of them. So we can very rapidly swap them from one type to the other. So I'm going to move the Mars fleet to Earth by swapping them over to the long-range variant. So they've got the fuel to do that motion. We're going to fly them out to Earth, get them flipped back, and then try and engage the assault ship is my plan right now. Oh, and we get some volatiles back doing this, okay. Which is why it's going to take 21 days. Probably do that. Probably fine. And we can send the rest of the fleet. In a couple hours is probably what we can do. And then MacArthur's destroyed. We're reaching the point where we're a little bit less worried about losing our habs around Earth. We don't need the research as much anymore because we're getting pretty close to the end of the tree. So if we lose some stuff, it's not the end of the world. But rather, more I need to get to the point where I can fight back. So, 691 here. We want to cycle for a little bit longer, so we get another 6 ships in it. Probably Earth again. Yeah, another Earth one. There's the Singleton virus. Okay, so we don't want to wait for the flagship, which would be something reasonable to leave behind. Send that fleet out now. That might actually be a good idea, so that they stop blowing stuff up. Start blowing up stuff in Mongolia. Let me see if I can finish that pot. Okay, so 691. If we don't wait for the flagship, we can just send out right now. When is that assault carrier supposed to arrive? Like, that's probably the fully... Well, that's a battlecruiser. That's a frigate. No, I don't see the... That's the thing destroying my hab. That's not the assault craft. Usually you can see the lines for the ships coming in. Okay, the other way to look at it. Fleet list, aliens. So 2 assault carriers coming in on a fleet. 7th of September 46. So we want to stop this. We don't want the assault carriers to get through. The fleet we had at Earth could have probably stopped that if it hadn't been destroyed. So, Victor 879. I suppose one thing we could do is, can we just engage Victor 879? Like, going to Earth isn't going to be a problem. It's obviously not at Earth yet. It's going to take us 31 weeks to get there. So we'll probably get to Earth before they do, and then we can launch once we're refueled. So let's send these guys to Earth first. Hopefully don't get jumped in Earth area, but... Let's head out to the ISS, for example. It takes 32 weeks. I think we'll still get there before the assault carrier does. Although the aliens are going to have their fun with all their bases in the meantime. To be fair, the aliens are probably attacking me so aggressively because I've just been blowing up alien base after another. Can we go send you to say hello to people? Yeah. Let's go say hello to Exodus, and then we can send you to go say hello to Initiative. I probably don't need you doing that for the moment. So let's also have you go say hello to humanity first. And we'll see how much volatiles we can buy off all these guys. Fleet launches were low Earth orbit. And presumably it was reasonably close to Earth because it's already there. Trade negotiations have been initiated. Sometimes they'll do a voice line here saying, good luck saving the world. We don't do intelligence sharing because they get angry at you if you share with multiple people at a time. So we're going to buy all their volatiles. 1,000 volatiles is not bad. Actually, let's see if we can just do it with money. 1,000 money for 1,000 something volatiles? Sure. On board with that. And Humanity First is apparently having a bad enough day in space. They don't have any volatiles to give us. Or any space resources. I'm unlikely to get to end up in a war with them, so I'm a little bit tempted to give them some nice tech. You know, we'll give them the torpedoes. Just try to empower humanity first to be a little bit more threatening to the aliens, please. It's probably not going to work, but we can try. Okay, we got 871 with you. Probably means we can just give you like 1,000 money and call it good. Oh, you want more than 1,000. 2,000. Okay. And that helped. That got us another ship already off the on the production line. So 185 days we'll have a Titan fleet around Mercury, assuming they don't come to Mercury to blow up our space stations again. And another coup in Pakistan because I'm not keeping it stable. Ship launch. So this is ship we probably want to send to Earth. Go catch up with 6-1 or 691. So send you to the ISS, assuming the ISS is still there when you get there. Really Nova Fusion. So I think these are the ones that are affected by having the helium mine. Yeah, helium fusion drives don't use any fizzles. Although we're in a nowhere situation where we can use that. And we're probably going to skip over that and we'll probably just jump to the in-game drive. You know, we'll grab the extra 10 years. We might need the extra 10 years at the rate we're going due to the volatile issues. And of course we have clean energy now. So I can actually get the environment up to 10. Stop actually emitting pollution in the United States and stuff. Which is a noble goal. Yeah, let's move up to these points in Japan. Shall we purge you? We'll invest some. It's probably not going to see unless the crackdown does, though the crackdown's expected to. Nothing to do against the alien administration. Send you to public campaign. Actually, we might do national policy in Russia. Because we can federate with Belarus. And then EU, public campaign in Japan, make it a little bit easier to do what we're doing in Japan. Firm assignments, let some time move. Fleet launches for a low Mars orbit, so we're going to probably lose some mines, which is not great. Because I just sent the Mars fleet to Earth. That wasn't the one I told you to crack down on. I was pretty sure I told you to crack that one down, which probably means we broke the non-aggression pact with, yeah, Project Exodus. Pretty sure I did that one, which of course means this one's assigned to the wrong target. So we're gonna abort here because we know that one's going into the wrong place. Low orbit cleanup. I'm gonna go for the 5k one. The 25k one's just too expensive for what it does. Can we get you assigned to the right button? So 53%, not the 99. And we invest, get it up like 92. On the executive, so that's assigned to the right one, hopefully. And you come in with a purge. Again, we want the executive. Executive 16. Yeah. We probably don't know where Nexus faction member is. No. Although I could send you around looking, I suppose. Oh no, you can't go looking. Because you don't have the right skills. Okay. Get enough persuasion, we can send you go. Campaign. Oh, of course my investigator is the person I'm doing the crackdown with. Yeah, which means I probably want to send you to go around to find the Exodus Counselor, see if I can fix my mistake. Which then means you need to do the crackdown if we want to do that, so let's make sure we're selecting the right one. So we're on the executive, put some influence in on the executive, and that probably means... Well, you'd have the espionage to do the purge, but you can't do the purge. You have the espionage to do the purge, okay. So you come in, want the executive, put like 16 in. So if the crackdown goes off, then the purge will go off, and they should be on the right targets. It does look like they're on the right targets, at least for now. That would be a good criminal org earlier in the game. We only want one criminal, so it doesn't do anything right now. That's interesting. Bad admin org, because it's one admin org, but interesting org. 7% mining on a 2-star. Gonna bin you, grab the heavy industries here for the 7% space mining. You're a quick learner, so you can pick something up. Probably take persuasion up. Pick up some command. Yeah, and his Twitch is saying whoopsie. I'm fairly certain I tried to click on the right thing last time and it didn't take for whatever reason. Trying to purge when you don't want to purge one of the points, but you want to purge one of the later points sometimes can be finicky. Unduly finicky. So that was Project Exodus, so we can now go say hi to them. We'll see if we can get the non-aggression pact back. Depends on how much we piss them off with the one purge, or the one crackdown. There we are, so that actually landed on the right one. And now they're coming after Mexico, because the AI is going to poke us wherever we're vulnerable. Okay, well at this point we don't need to be worried about Exodus in Japan because our crackdown on them has taken that point from them. Although, the government taking a point in Mexico from us, which isn't super ideal. Oh no, that wasn't Mexico. Still them doing something to us. Where? I thought that was them doing something to us. Korea. Okay. Okay, so try to get us a deal back with the Nexus people. It probably isn't going to work, but try anyway. So we have 96%. If I invest 5 points here, even if you defend, we'll have a decent chance of success. And then we've got espionage. 25 here, so we can do the purge. We're gonna want like a 91%. It'll be even easier once the crackdown actually lands, but we'll make sure he has a decent possibility if they don't do a defend. We're getting into the late game where we're starting to get some of the really nice random ones popping up, although we don't need most of them at this point. So yeah, looks like we're going to lose control of Proton during this next cycle, but that's fine. We don't really need control of this lot anymore. And weirdly, because we don't have control, that means the other factions are helping. The AI tends to be a bit mean when you have control and they have no way of wrestling it away from you. Don't really invest much. Yeah, so they put the defend interests up, it's not going to have to save them. Okay, so they don't like us enough that we can get a non-aggression pact again. Though they still like us a reasonable amount, so we can do what we can to trade with them. And maybe we just do it a couple times and see if the situation improves. It probably won't. We can try. So there's a successful crackdown. More control points and control more of the Earth. 13th of October, and we'll be done with Proton-Proton fusion. And then we just need to do 6, the engine, 7, the engine. We have the best power plant engine combo.
Soon, so very soon, our understanding of distant worlds will not stem from mere readings and photographs, but instead from walking upon alien soil. Director Khalid Al-Ashgar, Project Exodus press briefing.
You haven't heard that one before, sorry for talking over it a little bit, but yeah, there's a difference between doing it yourself and knowing it by acquaintance. And he's saying, well, when it comes to space stuff, we're soon going to be doing it ourselves. And we don't care about antimatter containment, so we're just going to let them have control. Now let's just focus on the other 5 things a lot better, which should move up the timeline and everything else. It'll be done in January, that's nice. January, although that's January of next year. Well, next year. Oof. March, October. Oh, that's October next year. That's another oof. Yeah, at least we're gonna get this done in March, and then we, in theory, have everything we need to go all the way up to 7. So the current batch of Titans are probably gonna be the only ones that get built with the torch. Sun torch. And there's Exodus coming in on our point in Mexico. So at this point I might just have to really piss Exodus off because there's places I don't want them having by taking them. Yep, one misclick is really screwing me. And I'm not sure I even really misclicked. I think it just didn't take, which is annoying. Because it's not the first time I've clicked on the executive. And I know how to click on the executive because I did it to a different one in the same cycle, so it's just annoying when it doesn't take properly. Really annoying when it doesn't take properly. And Twitch chat saying, the alien's going to launch an invasion force against Japan. If I were them, I find the resistance being control of a major nation in my federation problematic. It depends. So they're probably not going to do an invasion against Japan, but... Granted, they're probably not going to do an invasion against Japan because I think Japan's still allied with America, and America still has nukes. At least to have an excuse to take more of their stuff. Yeah, but they didn't really have any of the stuff that I was... Well, other than like that one point in Japan, it's more of them taking stuff that I had than stuff that I want to take from them. And they're doing weird, annoying things like spoiling things, which we really don't want them to do. There's another mine, 3% mining output. How long till those ships come off the production line? 91 days. We can put the next 2 on. Yeah, I'm probably too far in the lead at this point to get a proper piece with them. Although, for the moment, we can just reach out over and over and over again, just buy volatiles off them, which we're desperate for, so... I didn't remember... They've got enough that we can just ask every turn. So we're just going to keep doing that. As long as Exodus is willing to sell those volatiles, we're going to keep buying. Okay. Before I forget, let's go ahead and queue up the ships. So they're going to be Coil Titans. Put them up behind the BDs. So as soon as the 81 days are done, these will start building. And we should have the volatiles online at that time to build them. Coup in Mexico. Okay, well that's going to make it easier to take Mexico back. Don't have to worry about pissing off the Exodus. I can just go after the servants, and they already hate me. There goes another in Korea. Here we go. So that's the rest of Japan. Oh, we don't need Navy there. Turn that off.
Each and every one of us here has at one time looked in the mirror and hated what we saw. But I tell you now, until you come to love the face that stares back at you, you cannot become something greater. Superior Judith Howe, ticketed live stream, the new you.
Yeah, I don't think that's how that quite works. We're not too worried about the particle accelerators and stuff like that. We're not going into Manor. We're far enough the confinement fusion, we're just going to run out to the end of that. And at this point, I think the globals are running out of things to actually do. The servants are like, we don't like Japan anymore. I wonder why. I don't actually. I know why they don't. Okay, so you keep hunting the alien bases. Could actually hit 2 this turn. I thought you were 25. It might be aging starting to kick in. Oh, that seems a little early. And you're missing one of your orgs, so might have been taken off of you by someone else. That would be believable. Wasn't paying attention. Oh, we lost control of Mexico. That makes sense. We lost the Mexico cartel because we lost Mexico. That's fair. So we need to get Mexico back to fix that. That's believable and something we're probably going to do. %, to coup d'etat. We could just say we're coup d'etat and be done and over with it, but it's probably not the way to do this. Okay, let's actually... We're going to swap you over to saying hi again and again to Exodus. Instead, we're going to have you come in. We're going to have the old Crackdown guy come and do his Crackdowns. And then we're going to have you... Oh, you'd be good for Purge if you actually had Purge. Can I get you Purge? Assassinate's not quite what we're looking for. So Twitch asking, what happened? Does the corp become unassigned, or do you stop providing benefits to get it back? It's become unassigned. And unassigned orgs obviously don't provide any benefits. So that's what it's doing here in our unassigned orgs, instead of on that counselor. I was wondering what that interesting thing was up there, and that was the crime organization being unassigned. And that was the notification there. And Twitch chat saying, I see? And yeah, I see. It took me a while to realize what was going on, but once I did, I saw it as well. A lot of my orgs are not nation-specific, so it was one of the reasons I didn't notice right away. I don't see any with Purge that I can pick up right now. And this guy, while he has Crackdown, doesn't have enough of an escape for it to do it. Well, he has enough to do it. He doesn't have enough to do it the way I want to be doing it right now. Let's build him some more command, so he can work on stabilizing places. Public campaign, then. Okay, next turn we just have the Purge guy come around to the Crackdown, or the Crackdown come to Purge, or maybe we won't have a base to assault, so we'll send this guy in. This is actually my original Purger, so 25 espionage lets him do many things. Give me all your volatiles, and I'll give you some money for it. Oh, I meant to do repeat and continue, not just continue. Debris duty. This hab apparently doesn't have everything on it. There's a couple of habs that I grabbed in Earth orbit, thinking I was going to build up, but then because of the volatile stuff going on, we never really built up. So did we hit another... Is another base to hit? That's the question. Yes, there is a base to hit, so we'll send the person who can't do Purge or Crackdown out on a base assault. And then we'll send the Purge Master to do Purge. Crackdown person back to Crackdowning. And we'll just slowly work through Mexico like that. Oh, and you have 24 espionage, so we could have you join in with some Purge. And I suppose we can send you on the contact mission instead. Yeah, keep contacting Expedition or Exodus. As long as they're willing to sell us volatiles, every trade, every like 2 to 3 trades is giving us another like Titan. So I'm totally on board just buying. Buy. Good luck saving the world, and thanks for wishing us good luck. We just like the non-aggression pact back that you don't want to give us because of the misclick. Who's in India? That doesn't actually surprise me because we were living in unrest getting under control in India. Oof. Yeah, we need welfare there. We're doing what we can. It's the UDPC is getting out of hand. So it's not necessarily that they're angry. I think they're just like they don't want to nap the like leader. So they, by default, the game wants the AI to turn against the person who's winning. So, because I'm so far ahead in comparison to the other human players, all the human players won't break their naps, but they won't re-nap, is what's going on. Non-aggression pacting. At this point, we lost control of Korea again. It's probably past the point where I should have been doing a bit more.
Don't ever make the mistake of thinking a problem is solved. Defeating any enemy is like plucking your eyebrows. For every hair you remove, 12 more will show up to the funeral. Commander Fiona Ayawade emailed to SIS regarding the withdrawal of US troops from Iraq.
Probably well beyond the point where I should have been making mega nations to make them much harder to lose bits off of, instead of lots of little ones. So we've got antimatter weaponry and antimatter mass production for choices here. We'll put on weaponry, and then I'm just going to stop researching. We're going to let them do it if they want it. The only one we really care about is climate change mitigation, so we can stabilize the rate at which Earth is declining. And then we're mainly working on fusion here. We get into the final fusion stuff. Yeah, I think chat just got up and said, oh yeah, there's that as well, with the AI not wanting to ally with the, or nap with the score leader. Okay. So we come in, we crack down. They're not going to be able to hold very well. Some indication the aliens might be around here. Although we haven't seen them yet. Though there was an alien base reported in Mexico. Two. So we don't get a backslide situation. I'm going to do defend interest here in Mexico. So probably at the point here with Espionage 25, you want to start grabbing command. To make the US Army a little bit better. Let's start stacking more investigate espionage on this person so we can take those orgs off, replace them with other ones. Here would be command. Well, and or security. So for example, we can take you off, although you're actually providing me a mission. You're providing an increase in rest. So I want to hold on to you for that. You're providing us science and some security, although we maybe don't need the security. And then you're providing assassinate, so we want to hold on to you for that. So we're going to grab an admin. Brings us up to 28. It means we can take this admin off. They're providing us a slot for no drawbacks. Okay. Although it is a slot, which isn't super groundbreaking. We'll see if we can find a mine later. And we now have Mexico back, so we can apply the crime org. Getting back to 25-25. Different assignments, let some time pass. Induced inflection point. Even more resources we can spend on mission success chance. Sure. All global empire is also tempting, yeah. Local economic boom. Let's keep the good times rolling. All your volatiles. And from tradition, we find we can give you 1,000 money for it. Rinse and repeat. interesting. We're gonna take the executive and probably undo that, but... Well, that was probably what Twitch chat was talking about with Japan. Yeah, that's what Twitch chat was talking about with Japan. So we'll want to leave that federation in a bit. Okay. So the first Titans have launched. So we've got a total of 7 Titans. In a couple days we'll have an 8th one. We'll get them merged up. The shipyards at Mercury are actually in 2 different stations. That's why it's 4 and 4. 3 days. 3 days we'll have another Titan. It's 185 for those ones. I might swap the... Do I send the Titan 4th? Probably send the Titans 4th. Instead of the Mercury Defense Fleet. The old Mercury Defense Fleet. Oh, actually, you don't want to assault anything because you're our investigator, not our command master. We know where one alien is. So I don't think there's one currently in Mexico. India corporations decently get back in there. 87% for 32, sure. And then we'll probably send you go purge the corporations in India. Well, you got a crackdown going in first, so it's only 52, shouldn't be too bad. We're getting a bonus here because Mexico is controlled by us. And then we probably do want to stay in place Mexico a little bit before we move on. Okay. So yeah, we got a fleet building up around Mercury, which won't take very long to build up. Well, we'll have it up to 8 ships. The last 2 will take quite a while. Good luck saving the world. So once more, we can ask for the once every 3 week request of more volatiles. There we go. So we're going to join the existing one, and then we'll move 719 to 715. Yeah, we'll get there in 2-3.3 hours. Or I could help. Well, we don't need to go anywhere for months, so taking a week to get there just to save a bunch of fuel is sensible. Oh, they did something to... Oh, they did the defense stuff. Okay. Okay, so just abort that. That's not going to work. 80% chance ain't worth even trying. $719 has completed transfer to your resupply. Okay. So now we've got a fleet that can do a lot of stuff. It's got pretty decent range on it. Could move it out to Earth pretty early, although we're going to wait until we get the last 2 at least. Would it get out there in just under 3 weeks if it does a maximal burn, which we probably don't want to do. Probably want to save a little bit of fuel. And we can convince, instead of being 3 weeks, we take a 12-week stroll over to Earth. Only burn 20 KPS. Multiple coups. Coups have happened in India. India has not been a place I've been taken care of. We started United States into China, into Russia. India is just something we just sort of stumbled into because we take it off the surface. So it's been being spoiled. It's being all the bad stuff's been happening to it. Even China's not doing super great. I've been doing some stuff to... Well, I haven't been doing anything to really save China's GDP. We've been trying to solve the environmental problems with China, and the welfare problems with China, rather than the GDP. Yeah, coups hurt GDP quite a bit. I think that's one of the reasons Mexico's is down as low as it is. Mexico's been couped a couple times. Oh, I've been paying attention to the time. Should go ahead and put a power break in here. We'll end this council cycle and we'll put the power break in. Special confinement 5. And this is the first one that uses radioactives, or not radio, exotics. So 0.001 exotic per gigawatt. And you tend to run these pretty heavy gigawatts, so these do add up. probably work on... That's tempting for the economy and welfare. The fusion's also tempting. Although that's pretty expensive. No, this is pretty tempting as well, so... Or pretty expensive as well, so... We'll work on this. This is one way, if we start having radioactive problems, to bypass the radioactive problem. Okay, I think this is probably a good place to put a part break in. So if you're watching on YouTube, there will be another part up tomorrow. If you're watching on Twitch, I'm going to take a short minute break just to stretch the legs, sip some tea, and then we're going to get back to recording one more part for the night, which will probably be about an hour long, unless I lose track of the time again and run longer. So until the next part, wish you all the best luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next part, and bye for now.